Girl, don't.
Wait a second.
Ooh.
I mean, it
Oh.
it probably hit a nerve. All of us. Can you
Probably.
read? Hey guys, welcome to LiteWork.
Hey,
I'm
y'all.
excited. So we have Christine's gonna read an excerpt, but it's so funny because we literally just got on like 2 minutes ago, and I was like, "What are we gonna talk about?" And Christine was like, "I have this nugget," and so let's hear it, Chris.
This nugget. So the book, The Things You Can See Only When You Slow Down. This is the second time that I've turned to this page, and it says, a moral purist who is quick to judge others often fails to see the flaws within himself or herself.
And what I said is, I don't want to talk about it. That's what I had said. Don't nobody want to talk about that, Christine. Don't nobody want to do that. Okay. All right. I guess we're going to talk about it. I don't want to.
Oh.
Can you read it just one more time, Christine? I love to hear Tawana's reaction.
A moral purist who is quick to judge others often fails to see the flaws within himself.
Don't nobody want to talk about
it. It's true. No, but you are absolutely right. No one wants to talk about it because it all comes back to our own
stuff.
Account. It's all ourselves. It's like there's no escaping the fact that it's somebody outside of us that's making these horrible decisions and choices in life and whatever.
So here's the thing.
Tell me.
So when I first heard that, I was like, oh, this is awesome. We're going to talk about meditation. That's what I thought. We're going to talk about quiet peace.
Oh, what, when you heard her book, right? Because Christine's
the title. But the title.
Oh, what is it? Tell everyone the title.
The Things You Can See Only When You Slow Down.
I'm like, we're talking about meditation.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I can talk about meditation.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one here, who always gotta.
So what came up for you, Christine?
It's funny, even more funny, because the how-to of the book is how to be calm and mindful in a fast-paced world.
I was just talking to my girlfriend about this, driving in the car. We're just talking about how it's so much stuff. It's so much input. It's like so much. And so we were talking, and she was like, well, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, but I'm not doing it that way anymore. And I was like, I'm so excited for you. It's just like, I just make a choice. We don't have to be running around the streets like this. We don't have to. We can make a different decision. We don't have to do it the way we've always done it.
Yeah.
And the slowing down piece is the lesson. Like the work that you're doing, you think it's all about the work, but it's not. It's about the slowing down that allows the work to flow.
Yeah. And in that slowing down is quieting distractions, quieting excess things, so that I can recognize the moments when I am judging and when I am having a wayward, crazy thought. Even for me, patience is can be a challenge for me. Something as simple as standing in line at the dry cleaners last week.
Yeah.
And
that's how it happens.
So my dry cleaners, and I am aware, this is like the comedy of it all. I am aware that my thoughts create my reality. I'm driving in the parking lot of the dry cleaner, and the thought is, this dry cleaner is always crowded.
Yeah.
What is the dry cleaner when I walk inside?
Crowded.
Mm-hmm.
So then I'm standing there and I'm like, ugh, it's always the same thought. And I caught myself and I was like, it's always crowded because you think it's always crowded.
Mm-hmm.
And this is an opportunity for you to be aware of the thought, to also practice, demonstrate patience, because that is my part of my practice, and make a different choice.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, okay, I'm just going to stand here and be present and watch the ladies checking everybody in, and okay, and do they have metal zippers that I need to get the zipper fixed on my dress? And okay, cool. I turned it into a game.
Mm-hmm.
But it was so trippy that is the reality that I was tuned into where my dry cleaners is concerned. And that's what I was holding as a mantra.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's the dry clean. It's like in those moments, it's not, well, it is, but it's like, it's the small things.
Mm-hmm. And it's in those moments that I know for me, I'm like, it really does work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if I just hold something or think about it or feel a certain thing about it, it comes up. It really does work, because your cleaner experience was my shopping experience.
Mm-hmm.
So one of my cousins, I don't talk to her often. She's like a cousin through marriage.
Mm-hmm.
But I had a missed call from her a couple of days ago. You know how you have a missed call from somebody and in your mind you texted them or called them back, but really you did not. So a couple of days later, I was like, oh, shoot, let me call her. So I reached out and called her. I was like, hey, I don't know, such blah, blah. I saw you call, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Left like that. But I was still like, okay, I hope she's okay, this, that, and the other. Girl, I'm in the place holding a dress that I'm getting ready to try on.
And she won.
Who do I see in there?
Mm.
I was like, well, now looky here. Look at what you did, girl. Just like at the cleaners. And I was like, isn't that interesting? Just like that.
Yeah.
I had an experience. I had a near-death experience. But before I talk about that, because I was holding something.
I want to hear that? I don't know.
I mean, it was like, anyway, it's a story. I'm gonna share it. But what I want to, what, boy, oh boy. So I still Fetchio music on. I didn't even realize it. So this whole thing about slowing down that you mentioned in your paper, your book that continued to open at that specific paper, so to speak, at that time. So I want to get back to this because I feel like there's a connection there for me that I want to share, which is that, so I was talking to my girlfriend about it, and she was saying how she was going to start setting boundaries and kind of setting up things for herself to take care of herself, that it doesn't have to be a whole bunch of stuff. It doesn't have to be rushing all the time, that we can I can create a rhythm, and I can do things differently and create a different experience because of it. And other people, not everyone, most people maybe, but a lot of people for sure are not in that same pattern or mindset. So for me, what it does is that it creates this kind of doubt of like, okay, maybe I need to do a little bit. I kind of feel bad about doing it all the time. Should I reconstruct the way that I work? It's okay for me if I'm a night person to work at night. I can create different experiences about things that don't have to be what everybody else thinks. I think for me, it's like peeling back and just like getting away from the consistent consciousness of it has to be done this way because this is the way it's always been done. And it is most supportive this way because we feel more comfortable with doing things that we've always done. So you might as well just jump on the bandwagon and do it the way we've always done it. And I'm like, I don't want to do it that way.
Yeah.
It's not coming up for me that way. I don't feel connected when I do it that way. And so this conversation is so key for me because it is a gentle reminder to remember that I can do it differently. I can create a different experience and that it doesn't have to be so intense the way it was in the past because it doesn't serve me. Just like we were talking on the phone, it doesn't serve her. It doesn't serve me. It doesn't serve a lot of people, and we can do something different. So I wanted to share that because with that of, we don't want to be quiet enough to look at our own self. From the quote that you read in the book, Kristan, there's also this sense of, I don't want to look at that part of it because I have to do more work around me for that. Not even the inaction or the difference of things, but more so the shame and the guilt stuff that I have to look at.
Yeah, I get that.
I feel like shame and guilt and doubt is intertwined in a lot of the stuff that shows up for taking care of ourselves. And as women, we or I can make a different choice with a lot of support from you guys and from you guys out there.
Yeah, it does take a rewriting. It takes rewriting the script of our lives and of my life, and I think that speaks to a lot of what's going on with a lot of people on their spiritual journey and reassessing and remembering and doing the inner child healing and going back and recovering the parts of myself that it's like, who was I before the programming? Who was I before? And it takes extreme courage.
Yes.
And vulnerability and also compassion, because there was a point where I was angry at doing the work because I was like, I'm 40 or whatever, however old I was when I really got clear. And I was like, oh, this is all me. I can give myself permission to do something or not do something. And so that taking responsibility for self to rewrite the script of my life in a way that feels gentle and loving and not continue the cycle of do, go, hustle. It's like, okay, this is I'm learning a new language. I'm learning a new way of being. I'm like, to be aware of my thoughts and how I am and what I am thinking in the moment. Like it's requiring practice.
Listen, yes. And that sometimes there are parts of me where I'm like, if I got to do my work, Joker, you need to be doing yours.
Yeah.
Because it's like some of the spaces that I am in, I am aware of, like you said, Kristan, your thoughts. And sometimes I'm just like, that's where the passage that you read, which I interpreted as another form of mind your own business, that sometimes there's a stumbling block for me. Because we all know that if you're going to be on this journey of healing, you got to put your big girl pants on, your big boy pants on. You might have to put your coat. You got to have the armor. You got to have everything, because it's not about laying on a couch talking to a therapist. That ain't what the healing is about. And even for myself, when I'm in those situations, there are times where I am judging. I am judging the behavior of other people. And therein lies the stillness, to be aware of that.
Yes.
And can I reframe that? Can I replace that judgment with something that is more loving?
I don't want to.
Girl, this is why I didn't want to talk about this. This is
because
why.
it's not on the couch. It's not.
It is not on the couch.
It's not on the yoga mat. It's not. It is in the moment. It is in the fire. It is, in the grocery store, in the
relationships. With people.
Yes.
Out there.
Community.
Yes. At the grocery store, the supermarket, seeing how somebody deals so harshly with their kids.
Yeah.
So am I gonna
can I is it sustainable to see the loving essence in everything and everyone at all times?
Girl,
yes.
Is it possible?
I believe it's possible. And it's most possible for me when I'm at the beach
with sand in my toes.
With sand in my toes.
Eating some crab legs.
Yeah. Sipping a beverage.
Yes.
Sipping a beverage.
Yeah.
And maybe
watching
the sun
children
is setting.
frolic in the sun.
Yes. Frolicking.
Yeah.
Frolicking and
Yeah. That's true. But see, can I be with the travelers cutting me off in the line to board the plane to get to that beach?
You asking really hard questions tonight, Kristan.
I'm
just saying.
And by you, I mean me.
No,
I mean me.
Yes. Yes. Because it's like, it's that. It's the person that, sticks their foot out because they think that they can board before me. And that's a whole different conversation.
It's a whole different conversation.
So,
so here's
the thing, like I heard something yesterday that Reverend Beckwith said during service at Agape. He said something to this effect: we get to be an evolutionary revolutionary. That if I desire harmony in the world, I got to practice and demonstrate being harmonious.
Radical healing.
Yeah. Like, fuck it. I'm going for peace. I'm going for
in the
joy.
Midst of it all.
Yes. Because the world, we can say it like it's a battlefield in that
literally.
sense.
Yeah.
Because every pocket, every space that we are in, everyone is not doing their personal work, because that's not how the construct was constructed.
Absolutely.
It was constructed to keep us busy and to keep us in the grind and to keep us, busy and flustered and stressed and, oh my God, overwhelmed, all those things. That's how it was designed that way. And so when those of us who are like, your friend, like, I'm going to do it differently. I don't know about that anymore. I'm going to make a different choice. I get that.
And you know what? I have often thought, do I hear feedback? Is it just me? Okay. Anyway.
I heard it for a second and went away.
Okay. Now I am of the thought and belief that for myself, the way that I have been the first 54 years of my life, it's going to require something totally different for the second part of my life. You know, it's kind of like that. I remember I talked about this quote, what got you here won't get you there.
Right.
And that is where I believe that I am, because I have been one of those filling my calendar, just every nook and cranny with a something to do, a place to go, to call somebody. And now I don't really want to do any of that. I mean, even this weekend, I woke up on Saturday and literally had nothing to do for 12 hours. And I was like, okay, so what will you do? Will you fill it with cleaning and cooking and going to the grocery store and doing all that? And I did not. And I was very conscious of the choice that I was making, sometimes minute by minute, to no, we're not going to do that. We're just going to go outside and pick up Lily's poop in the yard. That's what we're going to do. We're just going to do that. Then we're going to come in. We're just going to have some tea. Just really take care of me without so much of the busy. Because I'm good for getting in the car, going somewhere to drive. And I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do something different. And so, you know, that busyness has kept me separated from me for many years. Because if I'm busy, I'm not being quiet. I'm not listening to me. I'm not giving spirit space to speak to me because I'm so busy.
That's a great. I mean, that what you're saying right now is really so powerful.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think that's one of the reasons why for so many people, COVID was so impactful. Because it literally gave us time to slow down.
Permission.
Yes.
Permission to slow down without the shame and doubt and
Mm-hmm.
guilt about slowing down. And now here we are, really first year back open. Everybody is just everywhere. Yeah. Everyone is everywhere.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Like, oh, we're going to do this. We're going to do that. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so much going on. The kids' calendars are packed. It's just like, let's do more. Let's get together. Let's get to. And I enjoy that. But sometimes, as you said, I have to. And even as a parent, especially as a parent. Thank you. Yes. Especially as a parent, I have to catch myself from wanting to fill their days up with stuff to do, so that under the false pretense of, well, we're going to create experiences. I want them to have such
that I never had as a child growing up. Do you see how it always comes back to me?
Always. Thank you. And so it's like, let me fill their calendar up with experiences, and then they'll have a core belief experience that they have created, a core experience, and they're going to love it and remember that for the rest of their lives. And so that's like 90% of the internal like boxing that I'm doing. Yeah. And then the other 10% is, you guys need to be bored. Like, you need to like not have, like, figure out something to do. Like, you need to use your brain on a different level. And then that's like, you know, so it's like these two entities per se, energies of like, so much, you gotta do more, instead of like, okay, they're gonna be bored. Oh, I'm so bored. I want to go here, I want to go there, you know. So it's exhausting. It just makes me want to go and get a bowl of ice cream Caribbean
Yes.
coconut by Talenti. And
Talenti.
so, it's just like, yeah. And so on overload, when I get on overload with that, I tend not to do anything. And then there's another level of like, what's wrong with you? Why are you not doing anything? You okay?
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Crazy.
It is.
So you always need to have a set of friends that you can go ahead and bounce this shit off.
You can't have mine. But I wish you get you some like mine. I do. I just
you gotta have a community of people to be able to bounce this off of.
Absolutely.
Because
who are also doing their work.
So that you can have these type of conversations.
Yes.
And you can connect on a different level. And you don't feel like you're by yourself in this
Absolutely.
process. Because I believe that there are other people who are going through not the exact, but very similar situations.
Yeah.
And if we don't talk about it like we're doing here on this platform, then I think I may be alone.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. We started getting Lily trained, which really is we are being trained. So I just want to put that out there. But it's so interesting to hear the psychological reasons why the trainer has us do certain things with Lily in a certain way, because it sets certain boundaries up for her. And so, in my mind, there was, she's free, she's a puppy, she's going to do this, and she's going to do that. And then, you know what I'm saying? It was that. But what the trainer helped me to realize is that it is through boundaries and structure that she is able to thrive. It's not the chaos. It's not seeing her hurdle over the couch in the family room.
For the 10th time.
For the 75th time. That is not it. That is chaos. Okay. It is in the girl. It is in the boundaries and the structure of when somebody comes to the door, you are not the first one to greet them. Yes. I am. You are not the first one to go out the door.
Yes.
Come
on now. Yes.
Not the first one to come in from. And here's what he helped me to realize. You are not taking Lily for a walk. Lily is coming with you to go for a walk.
Yes. Girl. It's your walk.
She gets the privilege of coming with me.
Yes.
And so even
that's
in
a big one.
It is, even in all of the hectic of when somebody comes to the door and it's chaos. Setting some boundaries like I am learning to do with myself. We're not going to do that today. We're not going to put nothing on our calendar for these many hours in the morning. And we're going to take a nap. Setting those boundaries are more supportive than the chaos of a filled calendar. And it takes work. It takes attention. Yes. It takes practice to, one of the things that he told us was that I'll be able to tell how much time you're spending with her in going through these drills the next time I come. Because
he said it like that too.
I mean, it's all the practice.
Yeah, that's it. Daily spiritual practice.
Ooh, sis, girl.
Daily.
Yes. Every day.
Sometimes all day.
Sometimes every moment. All day, every day.
Yep.
Sometimes that's what it is.
Well, friends, I love this conversation. I feel like it was the same. It's so interesting, right? Because if I think about last week in our conversations, if you haven't heard, it's almost like we're still learning the lessons.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We're still learning them because it's like almost like the same theme that's coming up for. And so if it's coming up for us, it could be coming up for you too. And it's exciting to be able to be here with you guys. I'm so grateful.
Yeah, it is. And this is normal. It's normal to have all of these thoughts and awarenesses, and it can be uncomfortable, but it's okay. It's